President.
The Senator from Nebraska.
Thank you, Mr. President. We are now in the longest government shutdown in American history, 39 days. And all across our country, Americans are paying the price. More than 600,000 federal workers have been furloughed. Air traffic controllers, federal law enforcement officers, Border Patrol and TSA agents, United States attorneys, Capitol Police, and the staff here in this chamber. They show up every day to work, and they're not getting paid. Federal courts are running limited options. SNAP benefits are only partially being issued. Head Start grants, they're on hold. Small business loans are frozen. Aircraft inspections are delayed. Veterans transition assistance is disrupted. National Guard trainings are postponed. Every one of these examples represents real people, hardworking Americans, who are being harmed by this shutdown. 37% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency using cash, savings, or a credit card that they can pay off quickly. They need to borrow from their friends or their family. They need to take out a loan, or they need to sell something. And 12% of those folks, they couldn't even pay at all without borrowing or selling. That wouldn't even help them. Mr. President, I want to share a few voices from my constituents in Nebraska. In Okalala, a young farmer who's trying to make ends meet wrote to my office. Even though the FSA offices are kind of open, he is still unable to make advances on his annual operating loans. This is a critical time when land rent payments are due, along with bills for fuel, seed, fertilizer, and equipment. These funds, they were approved months ago. We need to reopen government so our farmers can access that vital assistance. A fire inspector at Offutt Air Force Base, who puts his life on the line to keep our troops and nation safe, wrote into my office after he missed a paycheck. This is a matter of fairness, respect, responsibility. Government employees are not bargaining chips. The Democrats want to use people like him as leverage. This is not okay. These are not abstract numbers. These are people's lives. A military spouse in Bellevue picked up a prescription at Offutt Air Force Base and was told that she could only receive a 30-day supply because of the government shutdown. She was told to call back in a month and hope they can fill it. A small business owner in Lincoln wrote in that their sales had dropped 47%. Their government customers cannot buy the equipment they need to destroy classified data. That creates a risk to our national security. So this business, they've been forced to reduce staff, and they said they cannot sustain any further delays. Our Main Street businesses aren't asking for special treatment. They're asking for stability. Another spouse of a federal worker who has been called in to continue essential work during this shutdown wrote in after day 24 of her husband not receiving pay for time worked. Their mortgage company and their utility provider, they don't care that the government is shut down. They expect payment. Mr. President, these voices are the heartbeat of America. farmers, firefighters, small business owners, veterans, public servants. They are not pawns in a political standoff. They are people who serve their communities, and they deserve better than this. Every day does not get better for them. The shutdown must end. We need 5 more Democrats to say, we care more about people than we do about political leverage. We need 5 more Democrats to join the 3 who have already stood with us. That's all it takes to reopen the government. Meanwhile, Democrats continue to push this absurd proposal, a $35 billion handout to insurance companies that benefits the wealthy, includes no fraud protections, and it does nothing to lower real health care costs. These are so-called COVID businesses, or COVID bonuses. I thought COVID was over. I thought it was done. It is done. They were never meant to be permanent. The Democrats, they did this. They set it up with no Republican votes, and even they put this date on so they would expire. But now they want to extend them, doubling down on a failed system that shifts costs to taxpayers and even subsidizes wealthy families, because there is no limit set on these COVID bonuses. There's no limit set on what a family can earn. There's no limit set on the take-home pay of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you can get a bonus. Look at this chart. A lot of my colleagues are using it. It shows the huge increase in stock values for insurance companies under Obamacare. Insurance companies are the winners in this scheme that was set up by Democrats. Well, unlike my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, I don't work for the insurance companies. I work for the people of this country and the people of Nebraska. And Senate Republicans are ready and willing to discuss real solutions to make health care more affordable. But Democrats must first open the government. Mr. President, the American people deserve a government that works. They deserve leaders who put service above politics, people above partisanship, and common sense above the chaos. It is time to reopen the United States government. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.